All right, everybody. So when I had first done this experiment, I tried to do it with the gels we made, which I showed you were 0.5% agarose and 10% gelatin. It turns out when I tried to do this attachment assay and look at the cells, the 10% gelatin made the gels really hard to see through. And so I had originally written the procedure at 4% gelatin, but because I was trying that photo cross-linking gelatin, it needed to be 10% to get enough photo cross-linking. That's why I went with 10% across the board. So we're going to go back to 4% gelatin plus 0.5% of agarose, like the original protocol says, and we're going to just make those 12. So we're going to make 4 that have agarose only, 4 that have agarose plus gelatin, and 4 which is our control group, what we're going to seed cells on plastic. So I'm going to go ahead and get ready. The agarose and gelatin and the sterile water are back there on the water bath, heating up. And so while we're getting ready, I'll go ahead and label these. So this column is going to be agarose only, this is going to be agarose plus gelatin, and this is going to be control. I'll put my initials and date. And we're going to need 4 of these tubes, so we're going to keep them kind of sterile. So I'm going to do my best not to put my hand in there and mess everything up. 3, let's get this 4th one. Okay, it's not the best procedure to do this. I'd probably have some sterilized tweezers in here to reach in there and grab them if I was really doing the best. But we're going to hope that was good enough for this case. But if you're doing for a real research project, you should probably have a better way to get those. Like I said, sterilized tweezers works well. Okay, and so I'm just going to follow the normal procedure where I'm going to have 2 tubes of agarose only and 2 tubes of agarose plus gelatin. Okay, we've been melting our stuff, our agarose and gelatin, and even warming up our water over here. It looks like the agarose is now completely melted, so we can go ahead and proceed with what we need to do to make our hydrogels. So remember, things need to happen really fast here because as they cool down, the gels will want to re-solidify after being melted. And so I'm going to be really fast. I'm going to follow the protocol. But we're going to be really fast. So let's just start with agarose only first. So for that, I need to get my water out. Okay, so this is sterile water. Again, the hotter this stays, the better, because that will mean that the agarose won't turn into a gel prematurely. And so the protocol for this was to take 600 mils of water and put it into 2 of these tubes. The agarose only one. I'm doing okay keeping this sterile. That cap fell off, but luckily it fell off that way, so I still feel pretty good about that. Okay, now before that cools down, I'm going to get my agarose. And we're going to quickly proceed here. All right, so I need 600 of agarose. Stick it in there, mix it just once. Then I'm going to quickly turn this down to 400, and we're going to put it into 2 of these wells. Also being as careful as I can to make things sterile. 1 well. All right, 2 wells. So that worked. Now on to the next one. Again, we need 600. Right, because this takes the 1% agarose and dilutes it down to 0.5%. Mix it just once. Wind this bad boy down. $400 as well. $400 as well. So they're still liquid, so it looks like we've done pretty well there. We have this left over. I'm just going to keep it so we can maybe watch those. When those turn solid, we'll know we're in good shape. Okay, so I'm going to put this back to warm up. Make sure it stays nice and hot. And we're going to do the same thing with the agarose plus gelatin. Start with my gelatin. So this is 8% gelatin. Again, when we dilute this with the agarose, it will become 4% gelatin, and the agarose will become 0.5%. Okay. Again, I'm going pretty quickly, but don't want things to cool down a whole lot. Be careful to keep that gelatin sterile. Quickly get the agarose. Mix it just once, bring it down to 400. I'm going to get a new tip real quick, because it was so bubbly. We can add our agarose gelatin. I got some bubbles, so I'm quickly kind of sucking those up. And I'm going to change tips real quick. This is slowing things down, but I can still get there. Agarose plus gelatin. Very good. Okay, it's still liquefied. Okay, we're going to do the same thing. 600. Add our agarose. Once. $400. Don't appreciate those bubbles. But our real goal here is make sure that whole bottom gets covered nicely, evenly, without bubbles. One little bubble. Okay, and we're done. So we're done with all our hydrogel materials. Now it's a matter of letting these things harden. I do have a couple bubbles I'm going to try to get off really quick. That one. And that one. Looks like we're okay. So we need to let those solidify. So you can see our agarose only stuff is getting solid. Agarose plus gelatin still got some work. So we can put this in the fridge to let it finish solidifying. I'll go ahead and do that just to make this get done a little bit quicker. But you know, it's also something you might consider when sterility, right? Like if we put it in the fridge, who knows what's been in the fridge? Maybe it's make this plate nastier. So maybe we just keep it in here. Like I did. Okay, I did put these in the fridge for just like 5 minutes or so, just to make sure they would be solid. So let's go ahead and take a look. You can see they are looking good and solid. No bubbles, no missing parts. That's good. So you can see our gels in here are also, you know, pretty solid as well. So the leftover was good. So now we just want to put some PBS to keep them moist while we wait in the incubator. Technically, I don't need to store these in the incubator while we wait for hydrogels, but I feel like that's our best bet as far as just keeping them clean and out of trouble, for lack of a better description, right? Like if we have them out, they could get dusty, things like that. In the incubator, it's going to give their best chance. So we have about 12 wells. I'm going to get, you know, approximately, oh, I got a big bubble. Approximately 12 mils. Just 1 mil for each well. And I don't even need that much. I just need to keep these moist so that they don't evaporate. And I'm going to go ahead and put the PBS in my control wells as well, just so that we treat them exactly the same as our other wells. Ooh, that's too much in that well. Okay. All right, so we're ready to store these in the incubator, and that is all. And you know, next time we come together, I will be seeding cells on these gels, and then we'll count.